Hi, 7th grade. Welcome to lesson 5-7, solve multi-step inequalities. By the end of the lesson, I want you to be able to say, I can solve inequalities that require multiple steps. Let's explore it. Charlene has 2 flash drives of the same size that she uses to store pictures and videos. Each drive is holding the same number of gigabytes of data, D. She wants to move everything to a memory card that can hold up to 8 gigabytes. Charlene is going to delete 1 gigabyte of data from each flash drive. How can the total amount of data left on the 2 flash drives be represented as an expression? So each drive holds D. So we've got D, but she's deleting 1 gigabyte from each drive. But she has a total of 2 flash drives. How can the expression you wrote be used to write an inequality that shows the maximum amount of data each flash drive can have on it in order to have all the data transfer to the 8 gigabyte memory card? Well, we know that she's going to move everything to something that holds 8 gigabytes. It cannot hold any more than 8 gigabytes. So it's going to be less than or equal to. And we've got our expression that we wrote before. Okay, focus on math practices. If each flash drive has 5 gigabytes of memory, can all the data be transferred to the memory card? Explain. So 5 is going to be what D equals. So we're going to rewrite our expression. 2, instead of D, we're going to put in 5 minus 1 is less than or equal to 8. Do PEMDAS first. What's inside the parentheses? 2 times 4 is 8. So is this true? Is 8 less than or equal to 8? Yes. Yes, it would be full. It would be as much as it could be. Okay, example number 1. Write and solve multi-step inequalities. Gabriella likes to make people guess her age. She gives them this clue. Add 13 to the product of 3 and the sum of my age and 2, and you will get a number greater than my height in inches. And we know her height is 55 inches. So we've got to add 13. We know we've got to multiply something by 3, her age plus 2. So here's her age plus 2. We don't know what her age is. And here's where we multiply by 3. Here's where we add the 13, and we know it's got to be greater than her height. So that's why I use the greater than sign, and we know her height is 55. So to solve this inequality, the first thing we're going to do is distribute the 3. 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 2 is 6. Now we can combine like terms. We have a plus 6 and a plus 13 to give us plus 19. To get the x by itself, we got to get rid of 3 and 19. So we're going to subtract 19 from both sides. Bring down the 3x. 55 minus 19 gives us 36. Still trying to solve for x, so we're going to divide by 3 on both sides. Cancels out on the left, and x is greater than 12. So she could not be equal to 12, only greater, so we leave an open circle at 12 and draw our arrow to the right. So Gabriella is more than 12 years old. Let's try it. Twice the difference means subtraction, of Felipe's age F and 4 is at least 2. So it means it could be greater than or equal to 2. What are the possible values for Felipe's age? So twice means to multiply by 2. The difference means to subtract. So we got to subtract F minus 4. At least, meaning it could be greater than or equal to 2. Then it says use the distributive property. So we're going to multiply. 2 times f is 2f. They have that for us. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. That's why the minus 8 is there. Now we need to solve. To get f by itself, we got to get rid of the 2 and the negative 8. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. Cancels out on the left. We bring down the 2f. 2 plus 8 is 10. Lastly, divide by 2 on both sides. f is greater than or equal to 5. Since it could be equal to 5, we fill in the circle and draw our line to the right because it could be greater than. Describe the similarity between the process of solving an inequality with 2 steps and solving an inequality with more than 2 steps. Well, if it has more than 2 steps, we have to distribute. Remember, distribute means to multiply, and combine like terms. All right, example number 2. Solve the inequality -3 times x plus 4 plus 3 is greater than or equal to 9. Then graph. So first, we're going to use the distributive property. So I distributed -3. So -3 times x is -3x. -3 times 4 is -12. Is greater than or equal to 9. Now I need to combine like terms. So -12 plus 3 is -9. Trying to get x by itself, so they add 9 to both sides. That's how these cancel out. -3x gets brought down. 9 plus 9 is 18. And solve for x still. Got to divide by -3. Cancels out on the left. Now, be very, very careful. We divided by -3. So remember, you need to flip the inequality symbol. It was greater than or equal to. Now it's less than or equal to. So equals -6. We can fill it in at -6. Draw it to the left. Example number 3. Sorry, technical difficulties. Okay, example number 3. Solve the inequality. So it looks like I'm going to have to distribute. Distribute the 2. So that gives us 2 times 3.5 is 7t. 2 times -2 is -4. Bring down the plus 6t. And the greater than equal to sign and the -2. Then combine like terms. 7t plus 6t is 13t. Trying to get t by itself. So that's a subtracting 4. So the inverse of subtracting 4 is adding 4. So that cancels out on the left. Add 4 to the right side. So bring down the 13t. -2 plus 4 is +2. Got to divide both sides by 13. And it cancels out on the left. And t is greater than or equal to 2/13. Let's try it. Solve the inequality. Let's distribute our -6. So we leave the -1. -6 times 6 is -36. -6 times +2x is -12x is less than 11. Then I need to combine like terms. -1 and -36 is -37. Minus 12x is less than 11. Trying to solve for x, I got to add 37 to both sides. Cancels out on the left. I get -12x is less than 48. Divide both sides by -12. Something should be popping up in your head. We're dividing by a negative. Cancels out on the left. I need to flip my inequality sign. X is greater than -4. So I'm going to put a point at -4, but should I fill it in? No. Open circle. Greater than points to the right. Okay, solving the inequality, I'm distributing. I have to distribute twice. I have to distribute this 3 and this 2. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times -6 is -18 plus 2. It's greater than or equal to 2 times -t is -2t. 2 times 3 is +6 plus 4. Got some combining to do. I can combine everything on the left. Those are all constants. So 12 minus 18 is -6 plus 2 is -4. Bring down my greater than or equal to sign. And then I can combine the 6 and the 4. So I'm going to bring down my -2t. 6 plus 4 is 10. Now I'm trying to solve for 10. I can move the -2 and I can move the 10, but I'm going to move the 10 first, farthest away. So subtract 10 from both sides. This is -14 is greater than or equal to -2t, because these canceled out. Now I need to divide both sides by -2. Cancels out on the right. I divided by a negative, so I need to flip my symbol. And this is 7. So 7 is less than or equal to t, so t could be 7. So we're going to put that there. 7 is less than t, so that means t is anything greater than 7. All right, 7th grade, let's say it. I can solve inequalities that require multiple steps. Have a great day.